Hey, all you cool cats and kittens. It's Carole Baskin at Big Cat Rescue, and I came sneaking up here on Simba Tiger because he just looks so relaxed. Oh my catness. He is loving this sunray. It's a beautiful morning in Tampa. The weather could not be any more perfect. The sun is shining. All is well in their world. We have a lot of volunteers here. When I was riding my bike into the sanctuary, I was coming down the Tampa Bay Trail, and I could hear the lawnmowers and the weed whackers operating before I ever even got to the sanctuary. That was exciting, knowing that things are going to be taken care of and that we're not going to have to be dealing with fleas and ticks because people are mowing the grass and weed whacking. As I left my office and headed out to do a live this morning, I went through the entire serval section without seeing a single cat, but I saw two keepers. Dee Dee and McCombs were cleaning the serval areas. Good morning, everyone, or whatever time it is, wherever you are. We are watching Simba Tiger snoozing. He just looks so relaxed there. Oh, big old rollover. He's like, I can hear you, lady. I saw Regina Turgeon had posted on her Facebook page about the making of the tiger, the zombie tiger Valentine in The Walking Dead. And the guy who had created her was on a video clip, Netflix video clip, talking about how they had come to Big Cat Rescue and had used Sapphire, our white tiger, as the model for Valentine. So it was so cool to see that was talking about how even way back then, hi, it was our goal to replace the use of live cats with computer generated images of cats. And they did such a great job of it. They showed how the stuntmen interacted with her, and it was just really, really cool. I'm sorry to have wakened you. You were having such a good nap. Yes, you were. I see keepers over there by Aria. I think that's Cat. You go find a good napping spot. One where there aren't prying cameras. It looks like, nope, I was going to say if he lays down there, he could be in front of the stationary camera that you guys could watch at bigcatcams.com. And I see Aria was in her den, so we're not going to get a good look at her. I don't see Kimba. Good morning. There's Barbara and Max. Oh, Max just ducked into his den. Wow, everybody's so shy this morning. What is up with that? I'll tell you, I didn't see who said, somebody said you're blessed to work with big cats, and I think the biggest blessing is to work with all of these animal advocates who understand that big cats don't belong in cages in the first place, and that have worked with us to pass the Big Cat Public Safety Act, and who are now helping us ensure that these cats end up in legitimate sanctuaries, and who are helping us with the alerts to end the use of big cats in circus acts. We've been posting several of those because it is circus season, for crying out loud. I hope you guys have been enjoying all of the video clips and the live webcam out there on Tiger Lake. Duchess and Jasmine have been having just a blast. There's my beloved. Hello, my beloved. Are you getting a good tour? Good. Looks like they might be sleeping too, though. I'm not seeing anybody in there. Oh, there she is. Who's all sleepy? Oh, man. You got the sleepy pose. Maybe we can get a better look at this. Silly tiger. Find a place to park my bike. Even though we are closed to tours, we have big donors, like the lady you just saw there. And so people who donate over $500 in the past year, Howie or Jenny tries to give them a tour. We just don't have any tour guides, is why we're having to limit it so much. Hi. Have you been so silly? You've just been so fun. Are you all worn out from all your playing? Yeah, Howie really has had to do an awful lot of tours. So many people are wanting to come see the cats before they move to Turpentine Creek. I would encourage everybody I possibly can that if you want to see the cats, please wait until they get to Turpentine Creek. They will honor the fact that you're a big donor and will make accommodations for you to see the cats. And that way we can spend our time getting ready for that move rather than giving tours. And like I just said, I mean, you come out and you don't see any cats because everybody's sleeping. Are you telling me to talk to the tail, Jasmine? Where's your friend Duchess? I'm back. Oh, man. You're being so silly. Where's your friend? Where's your friend? Oop. You gonna run? You gonna bounce and run? Oh, man. I'm ready for some action. Are you in the den? There you are. Hi. There's the Duchess. Sleeping in the den. Well, not sleeping. Actually, she's watching what's going on down there at Food Prep, which looks like all of the lawn stuff that's been going on, putting away their tools. She's a good girl. Have you been playing with the Jasmine? Can't get my camera close enough there. There we go. I like that they filled these dens with sand. Makes it very nice and soft inside for them. The move to Turpentine Creek is currently underway. Big Cat Rescue has sent somewhere to the tune of about, let me think, $650,000 to Turpentine Creek so far. We've committed to $1.8 million of funding to build out their Freedom Field. It's a hilltop next to, they have several hilltops. They have hundreds and hundreds of acres. Good morning. And they are building cages for all of our cats there. The tigers will have at least a half an acre each, which is much larger than most of them have here. And our small cats will have a minimum of 2,000 square feet each. And so they started construction on that, I think, in March, first part of March. And they expect to have the tiger cages done by July. And then we will move the tigers there. And then they'll start construction on the smaller cat enclosures. And they expect to be done with that by October. And so the smaller cats will be moving as they finish enclosures and as the construction moves away from an area so that it's peaceful for the cats. We think it would, oh, there's a beautiful cardinal. We think it would be easier on the cats and on their staff if they came maybe 6 or 8 cats at a time, rather than all of them at once. That way they get used to their individual personalities and what they prefer and what they like to eat and all of those kinds of things. It makes it a much more gradual process. Our friend Shazer from Shizzy's Wildcat Sanctuary came and visited last week, brought his development person and his attorney and his veterinarian. And oh, there's Smalls, where I can actually see her, which is rare. Let's get off and see Smalls. And so he was telling me that he knows a guy who has private planes that you would use for people, small private jets, and suggested that we could probably get that for cost, which I'm guessing would be probably $5,000 to $7,000 per trip. I'm sorry, I'm trying to latch this gate. But that would be nice because it's only a 2-hour flight from Tampa to Fayetteville and then about 45 minutes from the airport there. That would be better than an 18-hour drive. There's the Smalls. Hello, my pretty. Whoop. I'm too close. It's too jiggly. Yesterday in the mail, I got the, whoops, and she's on the run. I got the Turpentine Creek magazine. It's a beautiful color, glossy magazine style magazine. And it was so cool to see the article about them building out the Freedom Field and all of the campaigns that they have going on. They're expanding their educational buildings so that they can educate more people about why these cats don't belong in captivity. And they're creating an event pavilion so that they can raise money there to take care of the cats and bears and other animals that they have. And they showed the plans for the Freedom Field and then also the real drone footage of the Freedom Field, and it looks just like the plans, which is great. And you could see all of the perimeter posts are in, and the a lot of the big poles for the tiger areas are in, and the fencing's going up on the perimeter fence already. She loves that spot right between the trees. Is that where you're going to plunk yourself down? All right. I'll see if Ilmo's any more interested in being on camera, which I doubt. They've already planted 62 trees, really big trees. They've been out there watering them and taking care of them, and they've started budding and blooming, all but 2 or 3 that may not have made it. On Give Day, and the weeks leading up to it, thanks to all of you who donated, we were able, with the matching grants, to raise over $100,000, a little bit over $100,000 for the platforms and the heated dens that our cats will have there. So that's all going to be done before they get there. And like you just saw, even though we have a lot of trees and brush here at Big Cat Rescue, the cats are usually on their platforms or in their dens. I've heard so many people bemoan the fact that they won't have these very plush cages with all of the foliage that we have in them. And I think it's mostly because they just don't know how lush it can be at Turpentine Creek, because they may have only seen some of their pictures of their older cages, or maybe have seen them in the winter or fall when they didn't have as many things growing in them. But part of our beginning, back when we rescued all of those fur farm cats, was what we saw back then. There were magazines for photographers, and they would advertise these places called game farms. And the game farms would raise bobcats, Canada lynx. In fact, on Facebook today, I saw one of the old pictures, and it was some idiot posting it saying, "We just love this old picture from the past." Well, it's because they don't know the history behind it. And what it was a mother Canada lynx and a baby Canada lynx. And so in the back of these magazines, they would promote all of these places so that you could get those kinds of photos of cats. And people would pay thousands of dollars to go film them. But what they would do is they were raised in tiny little cages, and then they would breed the cats so that they would have cute little kittens, because people always wanted pictures of cats with kittens, or they wanted pictures of cats growling. Why on earth people are so stupid and want that, I don't know, but that's what appeals to an awful lot of people, is that snarling, growling look, which just means the cat's really annoyed and not happy. In fact, the only way we can ever get those pictures for photographers that come here is to try and make the cat yawn by yawning in front of them. So my mission was to put those places out of business. And the way I was going to do it was, unlike most sanctuaries that, they just could afford to build a cage and put a cat in it and save the cat's life, they couldn't afford all of the landscaping that we put into our enclosures. And we did it with the intent that we could market to those people who wanted pictures of the cats as if they were in the wild, and yet not be harassing the cat. And the way they harass the cats at these game farms is they would anesthetize or sedate the cats, take them out to a field full of flowers, and then wrapping a tight wire around one of the back legs of the mother cat, would stake her to the ground so that she couldn't move, and then turn her kittens loose. And of course the kittens would all run over to the mother, and the mother would be hissing at the people surrounding her with cameras, which gave those people what they wanted, that hissing shot, and the kittens all trying to find solace in their mom. And so it was just a horrible life for those cats, and sedating them like that over and over would kill them early with putting so much toxin into their systems. And so we wanted to create a alternative that people would use so that they would not frequent those game farms. And eventually all of those game farms, to my knowledge, either went out of business or stopped using cats. That's why in the background there, you'll see we paid extra to have those tree stump dens, so that if those did show up in the background 25 years ago when they were new, they looked like tree stumps. They didn't look like something man-made. But over the years, as that industry went away, we were able to give the cats what they really wanted, which were platforms that don't look at all natural. And that's where they want to be. They want to be up high. They want to be where it's nice and clean and cool, because they have airflow under their bellies. And we were able to give the cats what they wanted. And that's what they're going to get at Turpentine Creek. They're going to get platforms. They're going to get heated dens. They're going to have all of the comforts that they need. But the people at Turpentine Creek don't have to build it to make it a competitor for an industry that no longer exists. Hi, Frankie. Yeah, they can put their money into doing good things for the cats. They don't have to appeal to photographers who can't get those pictures in the wild because they're too lazy. They don't want to stake out a place for years to get that shot of a cat in the wild. Those were the kind of lazy people that we were appealing to in order to end that industry. I see your twitchy tail. I know, you could come running over here, grab this camera right out of my hand if your belly weren't so full and you weren't so sleepy. Also in the Turpentine Creek magazine, they had pictures of all of our cats and all of the ways that you can sponsor our cats there, which I would encourage you to do. Whether you sponsor them with us or you sponsor them there, the money goes to the cats. And they had a really nice spread of each cat's face and each cat's bio. And they do their adoptions and sponsorships a little bit differently than we do. So I would encourage you to go to their website or see what you can do to get onto their mailing list so that you can get that magazine. I think, from what I read, it looked like you needed to be a member. And I don't remember what their memberships start at, but it was one of the perks of being a member that you get the magazine. I don't know if there's a way to sign up for the magazine if you're not a member. Might be. You're so sleepy, Moses. Moses. Oh my goodness. Oh, did I startle you? I thought you saw me coming. Hi, Blue Eyes. You guys have seen that I've been playing with Adobe's new beta, and it uses generative fill, so I could take a picture of Moses like this, tell it to select the background, and replace it with a beach scene where he's laying on the beach, drinking a margarita, listening to Jimmy Buffett. Just about anything. Yeah. And one of the things I've been playing with is, see how that beautiful sparkle in his eye? A lot of times when we film these cats, we just don't capture that sparkle even though it's there. So I've been trying to enhance the eyes and in some cases really showcasing how beautiful the eye color is on the cats. And sometimes just playing around with different unreal eye colors, like making their eyes purple. Moses is our oldest cat. He and Carole are our two oldest cats. They're within a few weeks of each other. They're both 23. I think he's older. I think you are. By a little bit. I'll let you go back to sleep. Go see if I can find your Bailey girlfriend. I want to say thank you to everyone who is being so kind in the comments and answering questions so that I can keep focused on my feet where I'm walking. Hi, Bailey. Hello, my darling. Any chance of you coming over here? That is her favorite clump of palmettos. I can barely see her. I hope you guys can see her. Oh, I'm so old. I think she's 20. Hi, my girlfriend. Yeah. Wake you up in time to come get a drink? She's my very good girl. She's my very good girl. I love that baby bobcat. Oh, yes. I love her ferociousness. You're so ferocious. I hear Beecher calling us. I don't want to dissuade her from taking as long as she needs to get a drink. I can't even see where I left my bike now. It's so far back. Yes, Susan. That is Beecher yelling in the background. Thank you, everyone who's also been commenting and liking and sharing. It's so important to us that you do that because it shares the message of these cats and it shares the truth that these cats don't belong in cages and that we should be doing everything we can to protect them from lives of deprivation and captivity. I hear you. Only I'm not going to sit here and film you in your lockout. You're going to have to come over here. People will think you live in that box. They will think that. It would be wrong. Yeah, you don't live in that box. All right, you want to find some grass to graze on? Because that's what we do. Beecher is all about eating grass, or pretending to. If you watch him, he just bites at it. Doesn't really chew and swallow much of it. I have to stay way back from him because he can reach a long way with those paws and that tiny little head. It's only your butt that keeps you from going through that wire. Most of our savanna cats we have to keep in 2x4 wire because they're small enough that they can fit through 4x4, but Beecher's a big cat. You're a big boy. Yeah, you're right. He's just looking for that one perfect blade of grass. I've been listening to a book called Scary Smart by the guy who worked for Google X. And this morning I was motivated by something he said in there, which was to choose your battles. How do you put that? Something like choose your battles Now I forget how it was, but it was choose your battles and commit to them was in essence. I posted it on my Facebook page and I still can't remember. I remember my mother always saying that. Maybe that's why it appealed to me so much. She would always say, choose your battles. And we do. Really, here at Big Cat Rescue, we have chosen to only be a sanctuary for cats. We've chosen to only advocate for ending the trade and private ownership of the cats. And by doing that, it allows us to focus all of our time and energy onto the cats. You're killing me, Beecher. Yes, you are. I know, you don't want to be in the cage. You want to be outside the cage. Everybody wants to be outside the cage. Well, you're choking yourself. Push your head back. Oh my goodness. What is this? You gonna hack up some grass? It's gonna be a lot easier if you head back in. If I keep walking, will you do that? Thank you. Thank you. Hey, peekaboo. Peekaboo. Right now, Beecher's in the Funcation. It's 22,000 square feet. So many different grasses to try. Yeah, Beecher is a testament to the cliche that the grass is always greener on the other side. I don't know what to say about those bobcat kittens. They have been the most different kittens that we've ever encountered. The last time we got a kitten that was scooped up in an excavator was Summer Bobcat, and she's not quite right. And then these guys got scooped up by an excavator, and man, what a mess they've been. Lou has just been tormenting his sisters, so he only gets to be with them during supervised play. And now Mary and, or Mar, I think is how they pronounce it, Mar and Kay, have been weird with each other. Every time is a different experience. Looking to see if we can see Max or Marianne. Oh, there's Marianne. In her coolaroo. Being so cool in the coolaroo. Is this your new favorite spot? She had really been liking the platform. We're going to send all these coolaroos with our cats and all of those tree stump dens. We have 75 of them. So we'll be sending those and all their toys, all their signs from their donors. Hey. This is Marianne Bobcat, and she's in here with Max somewhere, so I gotta watch my ankles. Oh, poor little Lou running into the plexiglass. Do not know what is up with that little guy. Yes, I was talking about 3 baby bobcats going through rehab. No legitimate sanctuary breeds cats. In fact, in my opinion, no good place on earth breeds cats in cages. They don't belong in cages. But these babies were in a field where they were tearing out something like 16,000 acres of Florida, and they got scooped up in an excavator. And so there was no way, because of the extent of damage being done to their habitat, of trying to relocate them to their mother. And so they're being rehabbed and will be released back to the wild once they're big enough to hunt and survive on their own. It's the best part of what we do here. Yes, we stopped rescuing cats probably in 2018 or so. That was when we committed, and I started to say 2017, I'm not sure which. It was 2017 or 2018 when we committed to rescuing Kimba, Simba, and Max, the tigers from the Guatemala circus. I think there was a 4th one we agreed to take, but it died before it got here. Died in Guatemala. And it took 18 months to bring those cats in because of all of the red tape. And the reason we were bringing cats in from Guatemala, you might think, if there's such a big problem with big cats in America, why are you getting them from Guatemala? And it's because whenever ADI, the Animal Defenders International, gets a country to finally recognize the fact that circus acts that use wild cats are cruel and should be shut down, that you don't want the government stuck with a bunch of lions and tigers. And so they always go in and rescue them and send them to sanctuaries. And so we agreed to help fund them do that, or fund the cats that they were taking care of. And that was $10,000 per cat per year while they were in Guatemala. And then it's the same price when they get here, $10,000 per year per cat, just for their food and veterinary care. So we did that, brought them in. They arrived in 2019. And then the only other cat I think that we've rescued since 2019 was Coda the lion. And that was a whole fiasco with the Florida Wildlife Commission asked us to pick her up, and then they decided to send her to a place where the guy could go and pet her, which is not going to happen here. It's just an accident waiting to happen and sends absolutely the wrong message. Our population has gone from about 200 cats in the late 1900s. Is that how you would say that? The 1900s? Like 1999. I think we had around 200 cats. And then so many of those were bobcats that had come from the fur farm rescues. There was 56 that came in 1993, and then 28 in 1994, and 22 in 1995. So we very quickly had a whole bunch of bobcats and lynx. And then over the years, those cats have reached their 20s and died out. So that we're down to like 39 cats. And 3 of those are hybrids. That white collar is a pheromone collar. The whole idea behind that was to try and calm him down. Apparently you can get these type of collars for your domestic cats to help soothe them. So Jamie was trying it on Lou. She may have to put it on all 3 of them if they don't knock it off. All right, if you guys see a Carole, stop me. I think I spy with my little eye a Carole under the platform. I don't know if we'll be able to see her. Did you see her? Do you see her yet? How about now? Hi. too shady. Can't really see very well. But she has a camera right here. So if you go to bigcatcams.com, you can watch her on the camera there. I think we'll head over to Flint and Nabisco. See if those two rowdy guys are still being rowdy or if they've settled in for their after breakfast naps. Yes, peekaboo. Oh, you got me. I did not see you coming, Flint. Where were you? Man, you messed up a perfectly good stalking and pounce. Didn't even see me. Didn't even see me. They put that platform in there because Flint is pretty fragile when it comes to his bone construction because of his early nutritional issues. And they didn't want him falling out of the tree, so they gave him a halfway spot to jump to. I can't follow you. The tunnel's in my way. You'll have to come all the way around. Well, actually, it looks like you can't. They must have them separated still for breakfast. Let's see if we can find Nabisco or Max. There's Lisa. At 2 p.m. Eastern Time today, we'll be doing our weekly Singing Sunday. There's sleepy Nabisco. Were you sleeping? Your eyes are so sleepy. You're right, Joanne. These cats do not get the memo, even though the vet tells them, be careful out there. They don't pay any attention. That sunlight looks so pretty on your fur. You're so beautiful. What is she doing over there? Hey, Paula. Yep, he was definitely catnapping, Deb. Oh, and there go my ankles. No, no, no. Do not need you to grab me. And he's off. All right then. Well, I want to thank everybody who joined me on this walkabout this morning. And everybody who's here cleaning cages and mowing grass and weed whacking and doing everything that the cats need to keep them comfortable. Thank you, everybody who has been supportive of our move to Turpentine Creek Wildlife Refuge so that we can protect cats in the wild. That's where we feel like we can do the most good for the most cats. Now that the Big Cat Public Safety Act has passed, and we believe that the whole big cat crisis in America will will very soon become a thing of our barbaric past. Did you think maybe there'd be a second breakfast? Yeah, that's not why I'm here. Sorry. Oh, so very sleepy. All right, love you guys. Thank you, everyone. You want to say goodbye? Say goodbye, Namisko. Say